Once upon a time, a massive ship set sail on a vast ocean, carrying hundreds of passengers. The weather was calm and the journey seemed smooth, but nature can be unpredictable. Suddenly, dark clouds gathered, and a violent storm struck the ship. The waves roared, lightning crackled, and the mighty ship succumbed to the fury of the sea. It sank into the abyss, taking almost everyone aboard with it. Everyone except one man. This man, by sheer luck or perhaps divine intervention, clung to a piece of floating debris and was carried by the waves. After hours of struggling, he washed up on the shore of a deserted island, unconscious and battered by the sea. When he opened his eyes, he found himself on an island where silence reigned. The endless stretch of sand and dense jungle reminded him how utterly alone he was. There was no one in sight, not even the faintest sign of life. Desperate and frightened, he looked towards the heavens and cried out, "God, please help me. Send someone to save me. Don't leave me here alone." He spent hours praying, but the island remained silent and no one came. Days turned into nights, and slowly, his hope began to wither. Hunger and exhaustion forced him to take matters into his own hands. He started exploring the island, searching for food and shelter. He learned to fish in the ocean, collect coconuts from the trees, and built a small tent using palm leaves and driftwood. He worked tirelessly to survive. Despite his best efforts, the solitude weighed heavily on him. With each passing day, he felt more abandoned, more forgotten. Weeks passed. With no rescue in sight, he decided to stop waiting. He gathered all his strength and started building a sturdier house near the shore. He thought, if no one is coming for me, I'll make this place my home. For 20 days, he labored relentlessly. The house became his pride, a symbol of his resilience and determination. It wasn't much, but it gave him hope, a glimmer of normalcy in an otherwise chaotic life. One day, while he was in the jungle collecting more coconuts, tragedy struck. When he returned, he saw thick smoke rising in the distance. His heart sank. Rushing back, he found his house completely engulfed in flames. Everything he had worked so hard to build was destroyed. Overwhelmed with despair, he collapsed to the ground and screamed at the sky, "Why, God, why? When I prayed for help, you didn't answer. And now, the home I built with my blood and sweat, you took that too. Why do you keep punishing me?" That night, he slept under the open sky, tears streaming down his face. The stars above seemed cold and distant, but when he woke up at dawn, something miraculous happened. He saw a large ship anchored at the shore. At first, he thought he was dreaming. Rubbing his eyes, he realized it was real. Jumping to his feet, he ran towards the ship, waving his arms frantically. As he climbed aboard, the captain asked him, "How did you signal us?" Confused, the man replied, "Signal? I didn't send any signal." The captain pointed towards the sky and said, "We saw the smoke rising from this island last night." In that moment, the man froze. His mind raced back to the fire that had destroyed his house. What he had seen as a cruel misfortune was actually the reason he was saved. As the ship sailed away, the man stood at the deck, looking back at the island. He whispered, "Thank you, God. I didn't understand it then, but you had a plan all along." Life, too, works in mysterious ways. We lose patience and blame the universe, but what we often fail to realize is that setbacks are sometimes blessings in disguise. The things that seem like losses might be paving the way for something greater. So, when life tests your patience, when things fall apart, don't lose faith. Trust the process. Trust the timing. When one door closes, another one will surely open. You just have to believe.